Oh, the great pipes of Chris Cornell.
Wow.
Energize, Lonn Friend Podcast. That record was produced by my guest, Michael Beinhorn. Also here with Liberty Bradford and Diana Bird. And I'll tell you something. First time I heard that boy sing was the really kind of entitled was when I heard the Bad Motorfinger advanced cassette and Jesus Christ Pose. Like, whoa.
Oh, yes.
He's pulling the stuff from a deep place. You had that. You made a comment while we were listening to the song about his vocals, Michael. How he laid those down.
We're in the studio working on Superunknown. It comes the day that we have to start doing Chris's vocals, and we set up as one normally does in the studio with the vocal mic out in like a recording area, and me and an engineer in the studio so that we can monitor what Chris is doing. And he starts singing along. I don't remember what song we were working on, but I noticed very quickly something not good was happening. He was really, really disconnected. Like, it sounded like he was singing off, like, you know, he was singing out of a phone book or something like that. It just was completely elsewhere.
On a different page.
Yeah. You know, I mean, we've all seen that when, you know, but with someone who's that good, you're kind of like, oh God, you know, I want it all, and this is a record. We're gonna, you know, you got to save this. This is like great performance that we're hopefully going to be listening to 20 years from now, which thank God.
Which we are.
Yeah.
20th anniversary of Superunknown. Yes.
Thank goodness. So it occurred to me that Chris's issue was that he was uncomfortable having to sing to us, which is, I think, how he felt about it, even though he didn't put it into words. So I was like, okay. And Chris, you know, because Chris he made great demos. Like, his demos were finished versions of the song.
Yeah.
He was an excellent drummer, excellent bassist, excellent guitarist. In fact, he played most of the rhythm guitar on the record. And he wrote the songs and he sang them. So I was like, you know how to produce your own how to produce your own demos. You know how to work a recording studio. I'm going to put you in the control room. I'm going to show you what part of the console to use. I'm going to show you what part of the tape machine to use. You're going to isolate yourself to this particular sector of the console. And these are the tracks that you arm if you want to go into record. And we put the microphone up and ran the speakers behind it out of phase so there wouldn't be any bleed because the mic was in cardioid. So you've got sound that's going past the capsule. And, you wind up with the same kind of bleed that you would with moderately loud headphones. So it's good. It's not like having loud speakers in the room. So he was able to listen to the track without headphones and sing. And I was like, this is your setup. You know, do 6 to 8 passes per song, like full-on performances. And when you feel that you're done, come get us. And that was it.
And you just
left. Just left the room. I was like, this guy does not need direction. He needs to connect with his music. And, you know, he came back. He came out of the room. He was like flushed.
Yeah.
About like 2 hours later, he comes into the lounge where we're sitting, kind of like leafing through Mix magazine and kind of like, oh God, trying to stay awake. And he just had this like little grin on his face. I'm never gonna do it. I'm never gonna do this any other way again.
Right.
It was
Bravo.
fantastic, and he enjoyed it. He was able to connect. He didn't have to feel like he was being watched by other people, and which is, you know, it's important. It's important to create an environment for a performer where they feel. I'm not the kind of person who goes like, you know, this needs to feel live. You know, it's got to feel like you're out on the stage, because I don't think everyone necessarily likes that. It's all about finding the best environment and the best conditions so that the performer can actually do their best work.